Up today. Yesterday, we learned where we can choose books. We know that we can choose books from our classroom library by filling out a request card, and we can also choose books to read online, and that we can do a blend of paper and digital reading. Today, you are going to learn how to keep a digital reader's notebook. In the past, you kept a reader's notebook right in your hands and you turned physical pages. But this year, we're going to try to go paperless. So we're going to start your digital reader's notebook today, and we're going to keep track of books we want to read, and we're going to keep track of books that we have read. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to find your digital reader's notebook. And here are the steps that you're going to use. First, you're going to open your email. Then, you're going to find the email with Reader's Notebook attached. You're going to open in Slides. But this is a really important part. You are going to need to make a copy, and your teacher is going to show you how to do that. When you make a copy, you want to rename it with your first and last name. So I want you to pause now to follow these steps. Remember, the first thing you need to do is open your email and find the email with the reader's notebook attached. Now, let's try the next step. How to navigate your reader's notebook. Now, after the cover page, the very first thing you're going to see is the table of contents. Your table of contents is going to look a little like this. It's going to have a few more sections, but this is an example. Now, when you click on section 1 or section 2 or section 3 or any of the headings that are in blue, that is a link, and it's going to take you right into Slides. Now you might have to sign in, and if you do, that's okay. When I click on any of the blueprints, like for example section 1, it is going to prompt me to open section 1. Books that I want or that I hope to read. And this is where you're going to keep track of the books that you want to read. You're going to see kids reading books on Epic or in the classroom, and you're going to probably want to read those books too. And the important thing to do as a reader is to jot that down so that you don't forget. So on the very next page, this is where you can keep track of books you want to read. And you can go right in there and enter the date. So today is 9/15, and I might want to read Warriors. And in the next column, when I tap on it, I can write in that author column. And I know the author is Erin Hunter. And if you don't know the author's name, that's okay. You can just put a question mark there. I know that the genre is fantasy. And in the rating column, I really want to read this book, so I'm going to give it a 10. It is a book that I am very excited to start reading. Now, if you scroll down a little farther, you're going to see section 2. Books I have read. Now you want to keep track of the books that you've actually completed reading. We're going to talk more about why in a minute. But this chart looks just like the chart of books that you want to read. So if you double click inside, you can put the date, and I'm going to pretend that today I chose a book called Butterflies. I'm going to type butterflies in there. And I know the author is Laura Marsh. And the book I read today was nonfiction. was an informational book. And I would say it was an 8. It was pretty good. And that's as easy as it is. So I have entered a book that I want to read in section 1. I don't want to forget about Warriors. I want to read that book as soon as it becomes available. But I also want to keep track of the books that I finished, like the book Butterflies that I read today. So you may be asking this question: why should I keep track of the books I've read? Well, researchers say there are a lot of good reasons to keep track of the books that you've read. For example, keeping a reading list will encourage you to read more, because if you're keeping a list, you're going to notice if the list is growing or slowing. Secondly, keeping a reading list allows you to notice patterns in your reading. You're going to notice if you read the same author or genre all the time, and if you need to branch out. Lastly, it allows you to remember books and authors that you've read before. And you can reread some old favorites, books that you've really loved. Now, you have an assignment in Schoology today for reading. In Schoology, you are going to take a screenshot of your Books I Want to Read page after you've typed in an entry. Then you're going to submit that screenshot in Schoology. So I want you to go ahead and give that a shot today, and your teacher will be around to help you.